So I want to record this to discuss the after, once again, about suicide, rather from a perspective for a particular subscriber, and I recognize perhaps others might need this message that I didn't quite express very clearly in some of my other videos. I want to express that I understand that not everybody has a family and that everybody has a community in which that they can go to in order to find the resolve or the things that they need in order to feel like they're seen and that they're heard. And so there are national hotline numbers one can call. There are places in communities that are around the world in which one can go to in order to reach out and have their voice heard. So I don't want to leave this video on my channel without expressing to my particular subscriber or anyone else that may need to hear that and understand that. We all, those of us who have had those feelings of suicide and wanting to not be here, and whether they were active feelings of, I'm going to take my life and I've thought it out and I know how, or they were just the sensation, the feelings, and knowing that you just don't feel that you serve any purpose, or the way the world is, it's not in alignment with how you want to live it, and so you want to take it into your own hands and remove yourself. What I have to say about that is we all find different resolves. We all have particular reasons why inside of us feels like we are done and there's just no more that we have to give. And so by me sharing my particular story in the context of being a Black woman in society's ill constructs, this is the message that I am intending to bring forth. That I needed, even though I don't want to say I needed the validation or that I needed the permission, there's a part of me, the human part of me, that yes, needs that validation. To be seen and know that I've been heard and that I matter as I am. In the context of being Black and what that means and what that day-to-day experience is, and the things that I've already been traumatized due to that, and none other than that. And so for me, having my questions that I've had questions about since I was a childhood, finally being answered at 33, that is my reasoning. That is my purpose to continue to live. Knowing in the perspective of tradition that there is a certain place that those of us that commit or attempt, because commit is like kind of a heavy type of way to say that. We haven't commit ensues that it's a negative or like you're done something bad. However, is the attempting, the wanting to remove, or the acting upon wanting to remove your life, take your life. And should you actually succeed in tradition, depending on which one you are a part of, intrinsic to the African cosmology that I mentioned, the ancestral bloodline and the rites and passages and the rituals, all of that is connected. When you look at it from that perspective, you understand that you matter. And that if you remove yourself, and that if you take your life, the life that is a part of the collective, the life that is a part of nature, you are setting an unbalance. You're bringing forth an unbalance within the realm which you have agreed to come to participate in. So even if you don't see your purpose, even if you don't remember it and you don't know what it is, somewhere within you, that part inside of you, that place inside of you, where every time you try, every time you make an attempt, the thought comes and you decide, I'm going to act on it. Every time that comes about, whatever that thing is that stops you, no matter if it's a tangible thing, no matter if it's something that is in the unseen and you don't know what it is, but the point is you have been stopped from making an attempt to remove yourself. You need to feel and you need to hear me when I tell you that thing is what you agreed to when you came in to live in this physical plane, into this physical body. That's what that thing is. That's why you have a second thought about it. Because if removing your life, if committing suicide truly is something that is intrinsic to who you are, if it's truly something that you're supposed to do and is supposed to happen and is a part of your actual journey in reality, this might not sit well when I say this out loud, but I feel then you would have succeeded. You would not be here because that was your journey. So think about it like that. Think about it like every single time you think about it. Every single time you actually pick up that, get into that, shape that up to actually make it happen. Not if, when you are stopped. When you are stopped and it does not happen for you to take your life, think about why, think about how, think about what is moving behind that. Recognize that what that is, it is your agreement to be here. And be inspired, be moved by the fact that you're still here to find what your purpose is and what you're supposed to do. Recognize that some people don't find their purpose and they've lived to the age of 90 years old. Some people live till 6 months and then they die. They transition in the physical body from natural causes because whatever their purpose was, even though we can't see it, even though we don't understand it, and even though it hurts us, those that are living, to know that how could a little baby just die, just transition of natural causes, and they've only been here for 6 months? And how could a person at 90 years old only now discover that they have a voice that is so angelic that they can sing, or that they have the capacity to be a great actor that moves and shapes a narrative that needs to be seen within our community? Or they become an inventor at 45 years old and they illuminate a cure to something. It is important for us not to attempt to mold and shape and marry our narrative to fit the narrative of those around us. We need to stop comparing what we think happiness and joy and accomplishments and success look like. We need to introspect and tap in and resolve and heal the things that lie within us that are unresolved but keep coming up to the surface, begging that we do the work to heal thyself. So where I can, I'm going to put the links that I can share for those that need it, to be able to see that there's love for them, that there's understanding for them, that there's space being held for them, that there's a time, that there's a shift happening in society. And recognize that the men and women that don't hold space for you, that don't see you, and that make fun of you, and that gaslight you and mentally erode your consciousness to the point where you feel vacant and you feel less and you feel that it's time that you remove yourself from this environment. Also tap inside of yourself and know that that is, as the saying goes, sharpening you up. That, as the saying goes, is the pressure that it's taking to make you come out as a diamond. Because people don't believe me when I speak, when I dress up and I put myself together, that yes, I can be shy. Yes, I doubt myself. Yes, I've attempted suicide. Yes, I've been depressed. Yes, I have PTSD at times and anxiety. Yes, I've had a panic attack. Yes, I've been sexually assaulted. Yes, as a child, I've been sexualized. People don't necessarily believe or understand or want to accept or want to hear these things. What I am here is a living embodiment, is life after all of those things. And every day I'm choosing to get up and do something that is outside of the constant finger that is being pointed at me that I am the problem. I live my life to do this research, to find out why are we the way that we are. And I've come to show and be the example that I'm not the only one. And to remind you, before I go, that there is a condition, there is a programming being set against our people. And there are psychiatrists, white and black, black and white for those that need it. Dr. Imani J. Walker, she says racial battle syndrome, the mental health struggle we do not talk about. It's a maelstrom of frustrations and feelings of inadequacies based on this country's own acknowledgement that we matter. Dr. Imani J. Walker is a psychiatrist. And she says the easy things to deal with are the macroaggressions, but when you deal with microaggressions, you're dealing with another kind of gaslighting. Then you have the situation where Black people are the highest living survivors of PTSD ever. And then ultimately Walker believes the power to rehabilitate and heal lies within the collective. In addition to therapy, regaining a strong sense of pride in a Black identity and loving and celebrating oneself is at the top of her list. So again, Black people, powerful beings, it's to you that I'm speaking. It's to you that I'm making these videos. And through the way that I'm speaking to you, I'm also speaking to myself, because I needed to see, I needed to hear, and I needed to know that what I've known since a child were not the lies, not the misnomers that are being castigated upon me through the lens of white fragility and their opinions on how we natural born people should be. That pressure on a day-to-day basis, what that does to the mental. Why would we want to live in a world that attempts to tell us that we are minorities and we don't even have the right to be as we are? Why? That's why I say, embrace your nature. It has the roots to heal you. Recognize that you are powerful beings and you have the capacity to dictate how you're going to create the life that you want and how you're going to heal thyself. And so for you Black people, where this message resounds, subscribe, like, share, comment, hit the notification bell, as they say. Let us stay connected. Let us communicate solution-oriented dialogues. Let's share our links. Let's share our books. Let's share the authors and the scholars that have illuminated to us the truth of who we are. And let us cast out racism's integral gaslight, the way they psychologically attempt to manipulate us into not knowing the truth of who we are. Let us illuminate it out. It's a brand new day. And you decide what you're going to respond to. My nature is what I respond to. And I respond to the fact that I have the right to be here as my natural self. Ashe.